So here I am under the 2008 C6, looking at the shifter cable for where it connects to the transmission, and we've been having problems with it being sloppy when you move it between the gears, and I was suspecting that the bushing was probably worn on one end. I've already replaced the end by the shifter, and when I crawled under here to look at this one, it's not even attached on here. The plastic bushing is totally gone out of there. I'm surprised this thing didn't fall off on its own and strand me. The last time it broke from the front end on the shifter, the car happened to be in the garage. I guess as soon as you pushed it into park, that's when it decided to pop off. So luckily we weren't stranded somewhere. But I'm going to try to swap out this cable without taking out the shifter from the inside. So we'll see how that works. But I've already got the center section of the exhaust out, as you can see. Maybe you can't see because there's no light. And I took off the tunnel plate with its 37,000 screws or so. If we look right about here, there is the shifter, and that's the other end of the cable right there. So don't know if you can see that or not. So we'll see if I can get to that. It looks like I can just pop it off without getting in from the top, but if I can't, then I'll have to take this console out. We'll get to that later. Alright, here's the new cable. This is the shifter end. So it just attaches on the shifter with this little bushing, and then some kind of bracket mounts. I'll have to see how to try to pop that off. It looks like it's going to be trying to tricky. And at the other end, got another bracket mount. I think the thing to do is to take the bracket off while it's still attached to the cable, and then swap the cable onto the bracket. And this is where it attaches to the transmission. There's a big question about what this clip does. This clip just keeps it from locking in place. You can see that it moves in and out. So the cable's sitting still, but the connector on the end moves. That's so you can get the adjustment right, and then when you have it just right, you put the shifter in neutral, the transmission in neutral, and then you pop this clip off. And then there's a little plastic piece in there that you push in, locks it into place, and that gets your adjustment. So it comes off, just don't take it off until you're all finished. Okay, here is the shifter. This is the boot from the bottom. This is the end of the shifter right here that connects to the cable. Probably there's a little out there, a little knob. If you follow this back to here, this is the bracket that holds the shifter cable. And it's very hard to see, but I can catch it right here with my little tool. There's a little bit of a lip right here, and that's what locks it on. There's one on the other side too, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, right there. You just caught it. Okay. So that's the bracket. Let's see what that connects to. So here's the original one. It's got this little locking tab on here. And from underneath, like, it's held in place with this. And so you have to lift this up to slide it back. And that allows these two tabs to squeeze. And then it lifts up out of the U-channel. So the little hooks on the end of that U-channel are going to grab onto this. And when this is locked into place like this, then it can't compress. I just kind of drove the old one off with the screwdriver, just popped it right off, and it came off. So here's the new one. The new one came already locked, so I don't think I can just pull it down in there and it's going to lock into place. So I'm going to release it. I can without breaking it. There. Now it slides back. Now these two tabs can compress just slightly, and that'll lock into place. That'll lock into the channel, and to keep it from popping back out, then just use a screwdriver from the bottom and push this up like that, and it's locked. And that'll keep it in. It's very, very tight up in there. I don't think it would help doing it from the top. Okay, here's the transmission end of the cable. This is the old one. I was going to take off the bracket that this mounts to, but the screws, or the bolts that hold this thing on, go, one is above it about here, and the other one is way up on top of the transmission up here, and it's like, I was like, forget that. So all you do is you squeeze this here, and it comes out. The channel that it goes in, the bracket, it's like a C channel. I don't know if I can hold my hand there. It's like a C channel. So you can slide it in the cable like this into the C channel, and then it goes this way and locks into place and clips. So I guess it's just easier on the C5 to take the bracket off, but the C6, that bracket mounted way too high. So this was pretty easy to get off. Let's go do it. Okay, I've got the cable into place. Sliding into this bracket was pretty tough because I had to twist it as I'm pulling it down, so definitely some swearing going on there. But I felt it click into place when I pulled it down, and now I got to get that little lock on the top to slide into place. And I think that was it. Okay. Now it should not, if I push up on it, it should not come out of there. And it's not coming out. Alright. And I just got to get the ends on. I put just a dab of lithium grease on the end. I can see this is going to be fun. So let me pop those on there. And of course it's reversed, right? Because it always is from what you want it to be. That was the big problem with this cable, was it came curled up in a box. So it had a set to it, and you can see the set is facing the wrong way. So I'm going to need two hands to snap this on, and then I'm going to snap on the back end and double check, make sure everything's in neutral, and then we'll give it a go. Okay, so here's the transmission end of the cable. My shifter's in neutral, and if you push this back all the way, that's park. So you push forward on the shifter, the bottom of the shifter moves rearward, so that pushes this into park. So we go reverse and then neutral, right? So that's park, that's as far back as it goes. Reverse, neutral. So now we can snap this on, and I would imagine it goes this way, so not this way because it might bind up, right? So let's put it on this way and see if I can snap this on. Well, not too bad. And let's get this plastic piece off somehow. There it goes. And once that's off, let's just make sure that there's no binding in the cable. And let's snap that piece in there. There we go. And that should be the adjustment. All right. Okay. I guess the next thing to do is to start it up. It's going to be ferociously loud because there's no exhaust on it. And then just make sure it goes through the gears and back into park, and we'll shred it right back off. All right, let's have fun. Alright, back in the park. Let's shut this thing off. Whew. Alright. Good job.